So I am here at a polling place in, well, I'm about, 10 miles outside of Georgetown, South Carolina, and about an hour and a half from Charleston, South Carolina, where we began the day. And I'm in the lowland country, and I see a cemetery across the street, and I'm standing in front of an elementary school, and folks are trickling in and out, casting their votes, and I'm hopeful I can catch some conversations. And it's a blistery, cold, windy day here. It doesn't feel at all like South Carolina, or at least my image of it. It feels like almost feels like I'm back in Iowa. So as I stand here by Brown's Ferry, where I now know there is no ferry, I can see the church. What name is it? Mount Sinai Baptist Church. And it's just a little fork in the road out here, forested and farms back beyond eye's view. And I'm walking back and forth in this public school parking lot, waiting for voters to trickle in and trickle out as they make their decision here. Some people don't want to talk to me. I get it. Who am I? I'm just an outsider, an interloper, a guy with a press pass, trying to get opinions. And that's the challenge here. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, and there's a funeral today. I see a black vehicle with a light. Somebody came in and said they had to hustle off to the funeral, and there's the hearse and the limousine and escorting the person to their final destination. Lights blinking. It's funny when you see a funeral procession, people get to run right through the lights. Generally there's police officers waving through people through the red lights and the body to its final resting place, which always struck me as odd because that person's got the rest of eternity to get to where they need to go, and everybody else is in a rush to get to jobs and work and family and drop kids off and all the like. How you doing this afternoon? Good. So hopefully I'll get some conversations with folks about who they voted for, or what their thoughts were, or how the candidate earned their trust. But I'm just standing, walking back and forth in what feels like, almost 40-degree weather. There's scattered clouds stretching out across the horizon, a little breeze. My hands are tingly with frostiness, and it's cold here. It's cold on the eve of March in South Carolina as I just sit here and ramble and talk. I hope people will actually talk to me. This is a decidedly black precinct. I haven't seen a white face here. I'm the only one, which is exactly where I want it to be. And like I said, in front of me, a funeral procession, and there's a cemetery out there. Maybe that's the final resting place across the street. I think so, because I see a tent for a ceremony, a blue tent next to the church. So maybe that's the final spot, maybe not. Life and death, it all marches on right here at Brown's Ferry, South Carolina. Tell me your name. I'm Bill. Moses Gathers. Now, this is my first time in Georgetown, and I guess I'm not even in Georgetown. I'm in Monk's Corner. Is that right?
No, you're in Brown's Ferry.
Brown's Ferry. Oh, that's right. Monk's Corner is elsewhere. He can punch me in the shoulder for that one. Brown's Ferry. Now, is there a ferry here that I don't know about?
No, there's no ferry here.
No ferry. And have you lived here your whole life?
All my life. Yeah.
Now, did you have an opportunity to see or meet a candidate in this process?
No, sir, but I had my candidate already in my mind that who I was going to support in this upcoming election.
And when did you make that decision?
I made that decision when I found out who all the candidates was running. And under careful consideration, then I made my decision.
And do you want to share it?
Oh, I don't mind sharing. I'm not ashamed of who I voted for.
You should be.
I voted for Brother Joe Biden.
Okay. I saw Joe the other day at the Al Sharpton breakfast in North Charleston.
Okay.
And Congressman Clyburn was there with all the other candidates, and he didn't endorse him at that moment, but he definitely gave him a very powerful pat on the back. Am I in Congressman Clyburn's district here in the Low Country?
No, I think that district is Charleston area, I think.
Okay, but not in this area?
No, I don't think it's not directly in this area.
No. And, well, let's see what happens. I'm going to head up to Columbia later tonight and go to the Joe's, hopefully it's his victory party, or at least for Joe.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's gonna win because he was leading in South Carolina. Yeah.
Have you had a lot of conversations with friends and just family members about this?
No, not really. I just kept it to myself because I believe each person should have the right to vote for the candidate of their choice.
Of course.
Yeah, so I just kept my opinion to myself unless somebody asked me who was I supporting, and then I would say otherwise.
And how did Joe, I mean, I know he was Obama's vice president, but just how did he win your vote?
Well, he won my vote because of loyalty. When you are loyal to your leader and support your leader as long as your leader is doing right, I feel like you would be, you got the experience and well qualified for the step up.
And that leader, of course, was Barack Obama. Now, I read, just because I was doing a little research about this area, that Michelle Obama's family is from this area.
Charleston area.
Yeah. Well, I heard Georgetown, actually.
I mean Georgetown area, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, I don't know if it was her maternal, one of her grandparents was
Right.
Yeah. Did you know any of her family by any chance?
No, sir. No, sir.
Hey, thanks for sharing.
It's just history.
It's history.
Right, that's history.
Yeah, and I just thought, well, today I was in Charleston. I'm covering this thing for my podcast, and I'll share with you a card. I go, I just got to pick a place on a map that I don't know about. I'm going to drive there, and I'm going to talk to people.
Browns Ferry.
Yeah.
My church is right across the road, Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay.
7275 Browns Ferry Road.
All right.
You're welcome to come and join us at any time in our worship service experience. In fact, this is the elementary school I went to.
Oh, really? So you've been here your whole life?
Yes.
And where was the high school?
Choppy High.
Okay, I'm sure that's
Not
close.
too far over on the other road.
And what are you doing now? I see a name tag.
Well, I work part-time at Food Line in Marysville, and I'm a retired state worker.
Okay.
Yes, this is part-time.
Okay.
I do a lot of other part-time gigs.
Yeah, well, that's the new world order. I'm an Uber driver.
Right, McKnight Fraser Funeral Home.
Yeah, okay, you got it all going. I'll tell you a funny story. The other day I was at the Reverend Al's breakfast in North Charleston, and a guy taps me on the shoulder. He goes, "You're Bill, right?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You gave me an Uber ride last week when I was in L.A."
Oh, wow. Hey, cuz. Yeah, okay, that was good. Yeah, so we hope your experience here in our community is great.
Oh, it is, and you've made it better. Thank you so much, man. A little fist bump there.
Right.
Be safe, bro. Take care. Thank you. Let's chat. Who'd you vote for?
It's confidential. Nah, I vote for Tom, man.
You voted for Tom Steyer?
I did.
Yeah, okay. And when did you make your decision for Tom?
About 2 weeks ago.
Really? Did you see him in person, or?
I haven't. No, I'm just trying to weigh my options, man. I'm just trying to figure out who I think would be able to beat, you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, that's what you're here for, man, to make an honest choice and let the folks decide afterwards, man.
That's how.
So I saw Tom the other night. I saw him at in North Charleston.
Okay.
And he was very persuasive. He seems like a cool guy.
Hey, hopefully leads us in the right direction, man. We need change, man. Hopefully he's the guy for it.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks for weighing in, man.
No problem.
What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Steven. I'm from Gaston.
Gadsden, right here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. All right, thank you so much.
All right, man.
Bye-bye. Take care. Hey, you get that vote down?
Got it down.
How do you feel about it?
I feel very confident that Joe Biden is going to win.
You feel that?
I feel very confident about Joe. If not Joe, Bernie Sanders. Either one of them guys is a good guy.
But you laid it down for Joe, right?
I laid it down for Joe.
Okay, and when did you make your mind up for Joe?
Ever since I say, when Obama got out of office, I know Joe Biden's going to run. I said, if he ever run for president, I'm going to vote for him.
Yeah, well, he would have run 4 years ago if his son hadn't died.
Right.
You know. And
Yeah, but I believe he's a strong candidate that can compete and defeat Trump.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and but Bernie's, they have different sort of policy lanes, but
right.
you feel them both, right?
I feel them both.
Yeah.
They both have good opinions, good views for the country. No matter which one get the presidency, I feel comfortable with both of them.
And tell me about Browns Ferry. Have you been here your whole life?
I've been here my whole life, and I left in '89. I came back 2012. I lived in Connecticut all these years. Moved back home. Now I'm teaching school.
Okay. And how do you just happier down here in the South?
I'm very happy. I can sleep at night. Peace.
Okay. So tell me something. You know, it's freezing here. I feel like I'm in Connecticut. What is that?
Oh, Connecticut is cold, fast paced, but the economy level is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ease of life seems better here.
Ease of life seems better here. You know what I mean? If you're focused on life, you focus. If you educate yourself on what's your surroundings, guess what? You can make it.
Cool. Well, thanks for weighing in, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes,
Drive
sir,
safe.
anytime.
Yeah.
All right.
And my name's Bill. I'm from LA.
I'm Louis Morant.
Louis Morant from Browns Ferry.
Browns Ferry.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, one more question. The people in Browns Ferry, do they say they're from Georgetown, or do they say, no, I'm from Browns Ferry?
They'll say I'm from Georgetown County, but live in the Browns Ferry community.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we're in the county, and it's a pretty popular precinct. A lot of people rolling through here.
Yes, sir. I went to school here.
Oh, you did?
In the 70s.
Okay, cool,
Yeah, I
man.
went to school here, Browns Ferry Elementary School.
Okay, and where's the high school?
Well, I graduated from Choppy High School, which is no longer in existence, but I'm teaching at Calvers Bay High School, which is about maybe 8 miles from here.
And what do you teach?
Building and construction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In the high school?
In the high school.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you're turning out contractors.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, thanks so much, man.
You're welcome.
You be safe.
You too.
And I'm going to go up to Columbia, and hopefully Joe will be celebrating tonight.
You'll be celebrating tonight.
Okay.
All right.
He needs a win.
Yes, he does.
He needs one.
We need a win.
Yeah, we all do. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
So this is where the rubber meets the road for Joe Biden. And so far, just anecdotally, the folks are coming out for Joe. And his loyalty to Barack is paying off. Just me and you right now. No, just audio. It's just my voice here. You've been seeing candidates, hearing the ads, bombarded for months probably. You finally now are unburdened. You made your choice. How do you feel about it?
I feel good about it.
Yeah. And do you want to share it?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. And how did he earn it in your mind?
From the very beginning, I had already had my mind made up about him. I knew who was out there. I knew who had been out there before. Some of the things I didn't quite agree with.
With Joe or the others?
The others, yeah. So I had already made up my mind. It was not a hard decision.
Had you had a chance to see him in person during the campaign?
I've been working, but he's been around. I've seen him a lot on Facebook. And I had some cousins who met him and all that. So he was down in Hemingway side.
Okay.
Yesterday.
And you're from right here at Browns Ferry?
I live here in Browns Ferry.
Now, tell me about this place. Is there a downtown that I'm not seeing, or a little
No,
central?
this is a community, and this is the center of the community.
This is
right here.
Ground Zero. Okay,
Yeah.
this is. I don't see the theaters and the.
No.
So the place that you go to see a movie or a nice restaurant, would that be Georgetown?
Myrtle Beach.
Oh, Myrtle Beach
is for a movie.
Yeah.
A restaurant, you can get some in Georgetown, but Myrtle Beach more.
Okay.
So,
And how far am I from Columbia, South Carolina, driving?
You're about, hour and 45.
Okay.
Depending on the speed limit.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
All
direction
right.
you go. Yeah.
All right. Doop bop bop, boop bop ba doop. How you guys doing? Coming here to exercise the franchise.
Yeah, we could do it right here.
Well, you can do it curbside, but you don't need to. You can go right in there, and they'll
Okay.
take care of it for you. That's for people in their cars, can't walk. You look like you can get around. Next election, you can do curbside. In and out, huh? Yeah. That means you knew who you were going to vote for. Yeah. You want to share it with me?
We keep it personal.
Keep it personal. Well, you're a Laker fan, so that's enough. All right. And you want to keep it personal too? Yes, sir. Okay. Thanks for coming. Drive safe. Yeah, you too. So you got that vote down. That was pretty fast.
I already got that done.
Yeah, that means you had your mind made up. You didn't agonize inside the
I
booth.
already know who I was going to vote for.
You knew who?
I was quick.
You want to share it?
I'll keep it secret.
Keep it secret.
Yeah. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Well, you're not alone, I can tell you that.
Exactly.
He's carrying this precinct just based anecdotally from, the few people I've spoken to over the last hour, 100%.
That was great. I think that, I think that he, I'm pretty sure he know what to do. Automatically, he already worked under Obama.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he would make a pretty good president.
Did you have a chance to see him on the campaign trail while over the last week or two?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Are you from this area?
Yes, I'm from this area, but I work all the time.
What do you do?
I'm a DSD receiver from Walmart, Georgetown.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But you live here. This is your area.
This is my area right here, Browns Ferry.
And you grew up here?
Grew up here.
Now, where's the ferry? I'm here. I'm in downtown.
The ferry is really this road right here. They call that Brown Ferry as you're going toward Black Mingo.
That's another community.
That's another community. And the area that I live is Lanes Creek, which is this direction here.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but you vote down here. This is the
base area that everybody vote right here at Brown Ferry
Okay.
Elementary.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Wow, and you went to school. Did you go to this elementary school?
I did a long time ago.
Did it look any different?
No, about the same, really. About the same. That's way back.
Yeah.
When I went to Choppy High, that's where I graduated from.
Okay, where was that?
That's on Choppy area, Choppy community.
Is that still exists, a high school?
No.
No, that one I heard was
already closed.
discontinued. So when you come in and out here, these are all familiar, friendly faces.
Yes. Most of the people that live here, we probably don't know each other by name, but by face we do.
Now, where do you do your shopping? This is the center of Browns Ferry. Where do people shop?
Well, they shop here at Dollar General now. We have a Dollar General, unless they go over there to 51 Express. That's what they used to call them. Used to call the stores 51 Express, right across the road from Brown Ferry School.
Okay, now I'm going to be hungry soon. Where's the best barbecue within a mile or two? Help me out.
You got to go to Hemingway.
Hemingway. Is that a town or is that the name of a restaurant?
That's the town.
Okay, how far is that?
That's about maybe 2 hours from right where we at, right from Brown Ferry School, I would say.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
but
got
I
a ways
just
to
want
go.
to go for lunch somewhere that's
You
good.
got to go to Georgetown. You have to head back to on 51.
Head back to Georgetown and grab something. Not in this area.
Not in this area.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try and make it to Columbia tonight and see Joe's big party.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, just tell him I vote for him.
All right. Okay. I'll spread the word. Love is a da ba ba da ba dee ba 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 doo ba ba dee dee da da ba ba da ba ba da ba be dee ba. How you guys doing? Is this the first time you voted?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
It feels nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you go to high school here, or how old are you?
I'm a freshman in college.
Oh, okay. Where do you go?
Coastal Carolina.
Okay. Where is that from where I am?
Conway, South Carolina. So probably 45 minutes to an hour from here.
Okay. And you commute to school every day? Or?
No, I stay on campus.
Oh, you stay on campus. Mm-hmm. And do you want to share who you voted for?
I voted for Joe Biden.
You voted for Joe Biden. How did Joe get your vote?
I went to his rally the other day, and I liked what he had to say. And me personally, I feel like he would be the better candidate, because it's like everyone has like good points and whatnot of things they want to get done, but being that he was already there at the White House and stuff, he knows like the ropes and stuff it takes to get things done and whatnot, and what measures to take and stuff like that.
And where did you see Joe?
At my school. He had his one of his campaign stops was at my school the other day.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And did you get a chance to get a selfie with him?
I did, actually.
Right. So you need him to win because you want that selfie in the White House, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And what are you studying in college?
Exercise and sports science.
Exercise and sports science. You're playing sports? Mm-hmm. What's your sport? Track
and field.
Okay, and what's your event?
I do indoor season. I do 60 meter, 200, and 4x4. And then outdoors, I do the 100 to 200, 4x1, 4x4.
Now, what season are we in now?
We just finished indoor season. Now we're moving into outdoor season.
Okay. So tell me your outdoors. Is that hurdles too, or are you just?
Oh, yeah, they have hurdles, but I'm not built for that.
You're not built for that? You're just built for speed, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, good luck. You want to share with me who you voted for?
Oh, no.
You don't?
I can not to, yes.
You can? Okay, what about you, sweetheart? You voted for Joe Biden, and when did you make up your mind?
A long time ago.
Long time ago?
Yeah.
When he was vice president?
Well, I didn't know he was going to be running then. But
right.
Yeah.
But you've liked him?
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to see him on the trail?
No, I wanted to go see him yesterday, but I didn't have a chance.
Okay. He was nearby somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
He was in Georgetown and Conway, I think. He went to CCU.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Coastal Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've lived here your whole life? Is this home?
No, I've only been here about 15 years.
Oh,
so.
That's still a long time. Where are you from?
From North Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So cross your fingers for Joe, right?
Yes. Go Joe.
You know, he's really relying on the folks right from these areas to carry the water for him.
He is. I hope it turns out for him. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll find out tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles. I thought, South Carolina was pretty warm.
Did you come here just for this?
I did.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I came down to talk to the folks.
Okay.
Boots on the ground level.
Yeah, I felt bad. There was some guys going around. They were teens, with the multicolored hair, and they were giving out literature for Bernie the other night, and they were coming around our neighborhood at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I applaud you guys for coming around, but this is not the time to be doing it at night in this kind of area, you know.
4 in the morning. I'm a Bernie bro. I just want to talk to you about the candidate. Well, it's 4 in the morning. Maybe you could come
They're
by.
so excited for him, but you need to do it in daylight hours.
I know. There's a lot of, I don't like to use the term carpetbaggers, but you know, guys, folks, young people coming from long distances to make the case for Bernie.
Well, these guys were from Pennsylvania. Have people been talking to you?
Yeah, folks talk to me.
Okay,
of course.
good.
You know, I'm trying to be. Some don't. You know, like I don't want to be where all the media is and all the focus. Just I literally just picked a place on a map that looked that like nobody was going to be except the voters.
Browns Ferry is the perfect
Browns
spot.
Ferry. I'm in a corner in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just glad they're voters because I thought maybe I'll be standing here all by myself. Apparently, the turnout's pretty strong today.
So where are you going for Super Tuesday?
Sunday I'm going home, which is LA.
Yeah.
And I'll vote Tuesday in Los Angeles and Hollywood where I live.
Okay. Well, good luck. Safe travels.
Yeah, you too. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming here and representing Browns Ferry.
Browns Ferry representing, yeah, yeah. Well, the folks are coming out for Joe. That's the one thing that is plainly clear here. He's so far running a clean sweep here at Browns Ferry in South Carolina for whatever that is worth anecdotally. Of course, it's all like trying to judge the progress of a war from a foxhole. From where I sit, Joe is kicking ass, but if you take a drone and you fly up over South Carolina, I guess he's still doing pretty well. But if that drone goes up a little bit higher and you start covering more states, then Joe's fortunes are a little more in question. But we'll see how it goes. But right now, from Browns Ferry here outside of Georgetown in South Carolina, Joe Biden is carrying the day. I'm now heading in a westerly direction on a little slice of single-lane blacktop, and I'm trying to make my way up to Columbia, South Carolina in anticipation of Joe's big day. And I'm hopeful someplace between here and there. I'm about 2 hours away. I'm definitely going the long way here on a little single-lane thread of blacktop through the forested lowlands of South Carolina and then up to the Midlands where Columbia is. But I'm hopeful I can score some country barbecue, something chicken shacky with smoke and grits and the whole thing here. But thus far I haven't seen anything. Hopefully soon. So on my way to Joe's victory party. Well, let's hope it's a victory party for Joe at least. If he's to survive in this campaign, he needs a victory here, or I think otherwise it's time to fold his tent. If Biden can't totally dominate in Browns Ferry, he has no chance elsewhere. And I can say anecdotally at least that he did. So off I go, drive I must, safe I must be, the birds darting this way and that in front of my windshield. And basically I see churches everywhere. Churches and battlefield markers and old cemeteries and cotton fields and pickup trucks whizzing by me at 60 miles an hour on single-lane blacktop. So off I go to Columbia, South Carolina, the capital of the state, and hopefully I'll be able to watch Joe celebrate his big day. Not that I'm a partisan for Joe, but it just feels like that's what is scripted for tonight, but we'll see. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I am now in Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm in the Gamecock volleyball gym. Quite a cavernous building here, and the music is blaring. And I am at the election night gathering for Joe Biden, and behind me is a battery of cameras and press and lights and cameramen and network people, familiar faces from all the news shows, staring back at the CNN or the MSNBC screen lately, which is showing that we're just a few minutes before the polls close, less than a few minutes, 40 seconds before the polls close. So folks are waiting, hopefully on edge, to see if if this is Joe Biden's night. Of course, that's still an open question. Nobody knows. But anecdotally, having traversed the state and stood outside a few polling booths, it felt like it was a Biden night or a Biden day. But of course, it's trying to judge a war from a foxhole. It's pretty hard to do. But the rafters are filled with Biden supporters and American flags, and the candidates' bus is outside, and the music is blaring, cameras are focused. and all the various news teams are staring back as they count down. And the polls are closed in South Carolina. And the long march through the Palmetto State for so many candidates is over. And they have a projected winner. Just like that.
This is his first primary victory. Let's remember, this is only
so listen to the applause.
Biden headquarters, where we couldn't help but notice earlier when this news coverage was on their big board. Rachel Maddow.
This is obviously what the Biden campaign was hoping for, was why they were projecting all this confidence. I will say that it does matter that we are having a poll closing projection. The polls closed at 7.
So,
projection.
Joe Biden
is
projected the winner.
We can extrapolate from that this will likely be a substantial victory for Vice President Biden.
So Biden is rescued. He will live to fight another day.
But this is the thing Joe Biden needed to do tonight.
How you feeling, man?
Great. How are you?
Good. Where are you from?
South Carolina.
Well, I figured that much, but where in South Carolina?
Born in rural Barnwell County.
Okay.
And I'm between working in Allendale County, and I'm here. This is my residence, Columbia.
And were you surprised by the harvest?
No. The only question is the margin of victory.
And we still don't really know that, do we?
No, we don't. It'll be a while yet before we know that.
Yeah.
But no, there was no surprise about him winning.
Well, it was a firewall for him. You know, I was in Iowa and, you know, following him, and it wasn't, you know, I felt like, who knows what's going to happen, but I think he's clearly going to live to fight another day.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole idea is Super Tuesday, I think, he goes in with a lot of momentum.
Not too much money, but a lot of momentum.
Yeah. Well, if he can do really well, the margin here will probably help the fundraising.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I think Stivers had a lot to do with why it may not be a larger victory.
Right.
Because he's been here for a year, and he's just dominated the airwaves and so forth. So that's really going to make the difference in the margin, I believe.
I think for Joe, you know, his history and the loyalty that people felt that he had to Obama, he got reimbursed for that loyalty tonight.
Yeah, well, and I think also a lot of people are, my main concern is regaining the White House.
Yeah.
That's my main concern. The issues, they're just nuanced on the issues.
Well, it looks like, I think if it gets down to, you know, if Joe's able to get the nomination, he can stand up to this guy, no problem.
Oh, yeah, no question. I believe that, too. And I believe it, but also it will help our overall ticket.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what, I don't want to win the White House and lose the House of Representatives.
Right, and I think Joe needed to be tested because he needed to raise his game as a candidate, as a speaker in every way.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of things he took for granted coming in. That, you know, because he'd been the vice president for 8 years in Obama, that he was a safe candidate. But I think, even doing well here, I think he's going to have to regroup his campaign.
Yeah, I think he was a little depressed, honestly, with all the personal loss in his life with his son.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, that would do it. But I think now this will give him hopefully this will give him what he needs to move forward.
Oh yeah, he'll be bouncing on the stage tonight. He'll be a happy guy, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, we are too, because I like a lot of the other candidates, and if whoever is the nominee, I'm going to support. But I just believe Joe Biden has the best shot of regaining the White House.
Yeah, it's hard to dislike anybody out there, on this side at least.
No. Yeah.
There's a lot of talent on that field, actually.
Yeah, and from that, we ought to be able to come up with a good ticket, you know, a VP as well.
Right, but I don't think you can count those. You can't count delegates before they're hatched.
Yeah. You're right.
Thanks for the chat, man. Tell me your name again, sir.
Wilbur Cave.
All right, I appreciate it. I was following him in Iowa, where he was a little unsteady on his feet, I guess. I mean, he wasn't bad. It's just like there was just a lot of people snapping at his heels.
I absolutely agree. I was in Iowa. I was caucus precinct captain. So I have my own thoughts on some of the challenges in Iowa, and I was very confident that once we got to a state where we had a actual primary and where we had people of color voting, that Joe Biden was going to come out on top, as he did.
You weren't nervous at all today?
We've been making calls into South Carolina from Virginia for a while now. We have a group, Women for Biden. We've just had people say, hell yeah, I'm voting for Joe Biden. So really excited response. So it felt good before I came down here. So.
And you're from Virginia, you said, right?
Virginia, right, Arlington, Virginia. And we're heading back tomorrow to take care of Virginia for Super Tuesday. So we're very excited because, of course, our senator, the former vice presidential candidate Tim Kaine, endorsed him. And we hear that Governor Terry McAuliffe is endorsing him tomorrow. So I think Tuesday's going to be a big day for Joe in Virginia.
He got something that he can take to the bank tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So he cares about all of us, and he's going to do the things that we need to do to restore the soul of America. I really believe that. I firmly believe that.
So it's a fair slogan.
I think it's a great slogan. I think it's a perfect slogan. I do.
Has some double entendres because he got a lot of soul support here in South Carolina.
Well, I hadn't thought of it that way, but absolutely, he did. He did.
Thanks so much for talking with me.
Thank you. I appreciate you asking me to have the opportunity.
All right.
Good luck. Have fun.
We are fans of Barack Obama, and we acknowledge his presidency and the greatness that he did, and especially his signature piece of legislation when Trump comes in and all of the haters and the naysayers, and they fall so hard. Why? Because it helps so many people. It helps so many people. 20 million Americans, health insurance for the first time. I call it the gift of life. That's the gift of life to be able to go see the doctor.
Help me, I can tell you that. I'm on Obamacare.
Yeah, so my thing was always, we acknowledge him so many times people don't want to, even in our community. We don't think he didn't give us no reparation. He didn't do this, he didn't do that for us. And we miss a lot of the things that he did do because he understood that he wasn't president for just for black people. We went out and supported him to the max, but he had to be the president for all Americans. And he was, and did a fantastic job. So I praise him for that, and I'm gonna praise Joe Biden, his VP, and that's what's gonna be the next president of the United States, gonna be Joe Biden.
Now let me ask you this, what form do you think reparations should take?
Well, my thing is, we might need to look at it, let's analyze. Let's not just jump out and say we're gonna give everybody a check. That's not even realistic. Let's look at it, and I would look at some alternative measures that where we might be able to compensate, these black folk for all of the stuff that they did. Maybe create some empowerment zones, create some financial institutions, some banks that are sympathetic to their causes and their needs. Some of the things that cause us to be lax because of the discrimination that we face. But the idea of a check, I don't even see that ever as being a realistic possibility. But I'm not all just say we can't have some type of reparation.
Well, I agree. I mean, I think the first step is to acknowledge the truth of our history.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, after emancipation, after the Civil War, blacks were left landless. 40 acres and a mule. Sorry, it didn't happen.
It never happened. And then another thing too, I think we've never been given credit for is during Reconstruction, right here in South Carolina, we had a majority black legislature in the House of Representatives. We had a black majority. And then what we need to understand is how the powers to be brought that to an end, how Reconstruction came to a halt. And then because of the paramilitary groups, the Ku Klux Klan, all these folks that came in and wreaked all that havoc and just changed the course of history.
A lot of these HBCs that we see here across the South were started during that sort of golden Renaissance area of Reconstruction, and people don't even understand it.
No, they don't. And I call myself a shade tree historian. I've always been passionate about history and black history particularly. And so the Reconstruction era has been one of the places that I've studied all my life because I tried to figure out, how it came about. And the other thing about that era that I don't understand is why it's not been acknowledged. You know, why all those people, right here in the state of South Carolina, we had, like I said, a black majority in the General Assembly. You know, and
Mississippi sent a senator.
Yeah, sent the first one to Rebels, Hiram Rebels, absolutely. Right. Yeah, so these are the stories that I like to tell and document, but I still think, you know, we've overcome so much, and now we come back to a point where a guy like Trump, see, I see Donald Trump as an aberration, because if we had never had a black president, I don't think we would have ever had Donald Trump. You know, I just see it as a situation where so many of Americans who just would not accept, you know, especially in the South, a state or a place of white supremacy, has always been the case, to acknowledge that a black man can elevate himself all the way to the White House. So many of these Southern folk just never could accept that or acknowledge it.
Tell me your name again, sir. I'm sorry.
Michael Hollins.
Michael Hollins, and that's a big name here in South Carolina.
Right.
I'm just gonna take a wild guess that you're related to your dad.
Right. I'm related to my dad, yeah.
And let me guess, was his name Fred?
Fred Hollins.
Okay.
Dad went into the Senate in 1966.
1966 was 1 year after the Voting Rights Act and 2 years after the Civil Rights Act. What was the dynamic for him at that moment in South Carolina?
Knowing him back then, he probably was not for the Civil Rights Act or the Voting Rights Act, because he liked the idea of being elected.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice thing if you're a politician, as opposed to not being elected. But his sentiments were maybe elsewhere.
You see, he evolved. He became very close friends with Jack Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, and he evolved in his positions. At the end of his career, he was known to be a liberal Democrat.
Now, you said something just a second ago. We were talking about, you saw Joe a couple days ago, and you had a short conversation, and then you noticed a change in his demeanor and his whole emotion. Talk about that a little bit.
It just was like in the next debate, it was like he had woken up.
Yeah.
It was like something had flashed. And I too was the fact that he was back in South Carolina, and South Carolina is kind of like his second home.
Right.
I mean, he spent the last 8 or 10 years, coming in and out of South Carolina. And I saw them at a fundraiser maybe 10 days ago. I said, Jill, welcome home. Uh-huh. And she said, great, yes, it's wonderful to be home. Yeah. It's kind of, you love him.
Congressman Clyburn at
This campaign, this year, is about the goodness of America. And we have as our candidate a real good man. As I talk to people in trying to understand the voting patterns that were taking place and understand what many people were saying, it all bound down to one fact. People were confusing goodness as weakness. You do not have to be bombastic in order to get your point across. You don't have to call people names in order to have your positions understood. You don't have to tell falsehoods in order to make headlines about your proposal. We have as our candidate a man who understands what it's like to be an American. None of us have had the same experiences. All of us are but the sum total of our experiences. And all of our experiences have not been pleasant. But all of our experiences in one form or another have been blessings. And we are blessed with a candidate who understands what it is to restore the goodness that exists in this great country. He will get us away. So ladies and gentlemen, you really did not come here to hear me. And I did not come here to speak. I came here to introduce and present to you a good man. A man who understands the fundamentalist fairness upon which this democracy is built. A man who will restore the goodness of this business and take us to where this country can be. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, one who I know, who you know,
Joe Biden coming to the stage, waiting for James to meet James Clyburn. So there you have it, folks. A long day, but a big day. And the fire well held. Joe Biden prevailed. And it started for me in a hotel room in South Carolina, across a variety of very small, rural, African-American majority precincts. And it ends here in a volleyball arena in Columbia, South Carolina, the Gamecocks home arena. And Joe Biden claiming victory in South Carolina. And with the wind at his back, he charges into Super Tuesday. So there you have it, folks. South Carolina decided for Joe. And a new dynamic is taking hold here of this election. So we'll see what happens from here on out. Till next time, namaste, shalom, and aloha. This is the Rebel Without Applause saying namashe aloha.